We often imagine what would happen if there was a laptop with SoC like the Apple M series, but running a Windows operating system, right? And recently, Qualcomm launched the Snapdragon X Elite. The ARM-based processor is said to be able to compete with the desktop processor, but with the power efficiency of mobile processor. Are you curious whether the Snapdragon can compete with desktop processor or Apple Silicon regarding power efficiency, and how this chip will be breakthrough for laptops? Let's review after this one. The Snapdragon X Elite has been predicted for a long time. Before this, Qualcomm launched several SoCs for laptop consumers. There are three Snapdragon HCX series: the original HCX, the HCX Gen 2, and the HCX Gen 3 SoC. The capability of the Snapdragon HCX is quite impressive. It can be compete with mainstream Intel or AMD mobile processor and offer more power efficiency. However, the problem is many issues with software compatibility in the Windows operating system. But now, Qualcomm is quite confident in launching the Snapdragon X Elite with the codename Orion. This chip offers a 12-core ARM CPU core, custom designed by Qualcomm, built on a 64-bit architecture and 4nm process technology. It's the successor to the Cryo used in the Snapdragon HCX Gen 3 5nm process. The overall push clock on these 12 cores is 3.8 GHz. All cores perform as performance, and there are no efficiency cores. But in several conditions, it can push just one or two cores into the 4.3 GHz. To power the graphics, Qualcomm uses the Adreno GPU. Even though there is no specification, but the graphics have speed of 4.60 flops. With an integrated graphics chip, the internal laptop display up to 4K UHD at 120Hz to 5K external panel up to 60Hz or up to 3 UHD monitor at 60Hz. Whereas the Apple M1 and M2 laptop models natively support only one external display. Of course, this is potential for laptop to run multiple monitors. On the launch day, the Qualcomm allowed reporters to access about a dozen reference machines in a pair of configuration. Configuration A had 80W TDP, a 3840 by 2160 pixel display, and 87Wh battery. Configuration B was slightly thinner with a 23W TDP and 2880 by 1800 OLED display. The reference consists of benchmark applications like Geekbench, Cinebench, and others. And the score is shocking to the audience, and we will discuss more. Qualcomm Chief Executive Cristiano Amon previously claimed that the Orion was essentially as fast as Core i9 13980HK. Qualcomm also said that the Orion CPU inside the Snapdragon X Elite is up to twice as fast as the Intel Core i7 1355U. In terms of single-threaded CPU performance, Qualcomm Orion outperformed the M2, 30% less power than the M2, outperforms the Core i9 13980HX in a single-threaded CPU performance with 70% less power. This is a leap improvement in power efficiency. Not only that, but the performance of the integrated GPU is also mesmerizing. The Snapdragon X Elite is 2 times faster than the Core i7 13800H integrated graphics, with 74% less power, 80% faster GPU performance than the Ryzen 9 7940HS with 80% less power. I think this will be a significant improvement for the laptop market. And according to the XDA developers doing benchmarking and comparing the several CPU, the result was really shocking. In Geekbench 6.2, the Snapdragon X Elite, a configuration outperforms the i7 13700H and M2 chip. And it was really shocking after knowing the score in the Cinebench 2024 that the Snapdragon X Elite go a 1228 score, far ahead of the i7 13700H, which just has 780 score. Even the M2 chip just got a 483 score. To measure 3D capability, XDR developers using Wildlife Extreme. The score is in frame per second, and the result was shocking again. The Snapdragon X Elite A configuration was the best of all integrated graphics with 44.81, but the second best was not the pconfig, it was the Apple M2 with 39.8 frame per second, while the pconfiguration score at 39.19 frame per second. The question now is, what potential could bring this chip into the real world? Here we want to explain. After we looked at graphics before, the Snapdragon X Elite potential became the competitor of Apple Silicon, implementing a laptop form factor while having desktop performance. Improving content creation because this chip video processing unit VPU support hardware AV1, H264 and H265 encode at 4K 60Hz and decode at 4K 120Hz. Editing video in 4K resolution become a selling point for this chip. Moreover, the integrated graphics GPU is 2 times faster than the i7-13800H Intel Xe graphics. I think it is quite impressive to work in visual effect and graphics. Remember, this is just using integrated graphics. It's like everyone can do editing everywhere with a light laptop without worrying about battery life. We will have an alternative MacBook with the Snapdragon X Elite and the Windows ecosystem at a more affordable price. I think it will be a more affordable than MacBook Apple Silicon. Thanks to the Adreno GPU from the benchmark, the Adreno GPU is more powerful than the Radeon 780M in the Ryzen 9 7949HS, which means the potential to enjoy gaming on a laptop with low power. Even Qualcomm says this chip will potentially add discrete graphics to jump GPU performance. It will be open to broad capabilities like a heavy workload. Not only that, but the growing number of handheld game consoles should also be considered. Right now, the newest integrated GPU AMD Radeon 680M and Radeon 780M are still the main specification for games handheld. With the presence of Snapdragon X Elite, I think we will get a more powerful game handheld and more battery life. The another selling point for this chip is AI on device. The AI on device capability of the Snapdragon X Elite seems to be one of the main aspects. Qualcomm equips with SoC with Hexagon NPU, which has a power of 45 trillion operations per second. That makes it capable of running large language model AI with over 13 billion parameters directly within the device. The implementation is extensive. It will change our way of using devices. It is not only a large language model, but it will help many applications, for example, voice assistant and live translation. AI hardware could enhance editing software or boost image signal processing to improve camera capability. For example, enhance the video recording and photography. Magic Eraser on a Google Pixel can remove objects using AI is one of the examples. All of those features will be available on small and light laptops that we can bring anywhere. Just open the laptop and continue your workload. Thank you for watching this video and don't forget to subscribe. And if you have any question, please write down in the comment section below. I'm Fatoni Asari. See you in another video.